Wow. So, ladies, the point of the matter is this. All of you guys are grossly unaware as to how rare the man you described actually is. So my question is this to you. Now that you know that this guy is less than like 1%, is like right around 1% of the population, do you really think that you have the ability to sit there and say, I'm not changing, or I'm not getting rid of my Instagram or whatever? Do you seriously think he's going to sit there and tolerate that? We'll start here. Hold on. We'll start here and then work our way this way.
Let me add one more thing. The fact that he chose you out of every other girl says a lot. So just keep that in mind.
So my question is, do you seriously think you have as much leverage as I'm telling you, letting you know that this guy is extremely rare and you're not?
You know what? I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm gonna have to agree with you.
Okay.
Like it's not really too much you can say with that percentage right there.
And just so y'all know, because I know someone said, you guys made that calculator. That calculator actually comes from the U.S. Census Bureau and the National Health Survey. So it is the most accurate representation of men in the United States.
Let us know, like,
I said that.
It was a supporter that made it for us. That's a statistician, and he made it, and he's using real stats. So that right there tells you guys how rare your guy actually is. And some of you guys described the guy that's actually far rarer than that. I just went off the averages off what you guys told us. And for you guys to say that this is 60%, 30%, 50% of the population is ridiculous. The reason why you guys think that is because these are the men that hit on you, but you don't really see all the men that are out there. So realistically speaking, are you going to change your mind and start to understand that you're not that special? What about you, Miss Single Mom? What do you are you going to change, or are you not been enough olden?
I ain't changing.
You're not changing.
Nope.
So your guy is less than 2% of the population. You're not going to change your standards.
No, because I am a rare breed. At the end of the day,
what do you think men look for in women?
a lot of times, depending on the man, if he has mommy issues, they look for a person who's very nurturing, loyal, respectful, and obviously knows how to cook. Because if you don't know how to cook for your man, what the fuck are you doing?
Okay. All right.
And obviously good in bed as well.
Okay.
You know, men, they usually care about money, but not really like that, because they're supposed to be the provider. So they don't care if their woman is making as much money as them. Honestly, a lot of men are intimidated by women who make more money than them anyways.
Okay. So the traits you described, I would argue most women have those traits. And nothing you really described is that, sensational. So what would you be bringing that would be super special to this guy, to demand these requirements? Because you're going to describe the top 2% guy. How rare it is
to find someone that's pretty much like your twin, that can be goofy as you, play video games with you, just sit in the house all day with you without having to go outside or anything like that, and just chill and just be another you. Now, a lot of the women are not like their man.
So that is what you think.
You are their rib. So technically you are supposed to be.
And you add kids as well.
Yeah, I have 3.
3 of them?
So imagine there's girls out there with no kids.
Yeah.
I can do all that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
how do you stand out?
Same dad?
No.
Wait, 3 different daddies?
2 baby daddies, because I got twins.
Okay.
So he's got to come in. Not like, so you provide these things, but he's got to come in. You have kids, and then he has 2 baby fathers that he has to deal with. I mean, do you think a guy that earns
honestly,
this kind of
no
money?
one has to deal with any of my baby daddies because they're not in the picture.
That's even more responsibility.
Yeah, more
on
responsibility
me.
on him.
Not at all, because I never put my kids on nobody. That's my responsibility.
Okay,
if you want to take up as being a step parent, that's after we've been together like maybe a year or 2, whatever the case is.
But let's be real here, though. You're dating a guy.
Mhm.
He's gonna only talk to you and not deal with kids at all. Like, because that's gonna be unrealistic.
It's not unrealistic, because I'm not gonna sit here and bring every nigga I talk to around my kids.
No, but let's say it's serious. At some point, you're gonna say, you know what, babe, step it up.
Yeah,
Take
if
Johnny
it's
to school,
serious, definitely.
that-
But that's why I
that's
said
what I'm
after
saying.
like a year, 2 years, or whatever the case is, it's not like right off rip.
So how is it fair to that man to come into that scenario and have to deal with that?
I let them know off rip, I got kids. You can either deal with it or not. You have 2 options. You can either come through the door or lock it on your way back out.
Okay, and
Simple
my
as
answer
that.
to that is most guys are not going to. That's the man you described.
To your opinion, a lot of women won't.
It's not. Let me just be very. I need you to be objective here.
Mhm.
What I'm telling you is the man that you described is extremely rare. If you can go ahead and get a younger woman that doesn't have children and doesn't have these things kind of that would potentially weigh him down and hurt his ability to earn money and or save money, he's probably going to go with that. And then also, interestingly enough, when we asked you about the Instagram, you said that you and your partner are 50-50.
Mhm.
Well, the reality is you didn't describe a man that's 50-50. You described a man that's superior to you in almost every which way. So how can you expect equality from someone who are deferring to their authority?
Money doesn't mean anything in social media. You're asking me about a social media account. That is different
But
from
you were
money.
saying that you guys are equal and he should be doing the same thing that you do. And my argument is that how can you expect that when he's he's the leader in the relationship. You describe the guy who's
First of all,
very rare on
nobody's going to
paper.
be a leader. It's a 50-50 relationship.
Oh, so
We
you expect
both
this man to
alphas.
make this money, be tall, both of you be alphas, be in a relationship with you, and you guys are both going to just rule together?
Yeah, that's a possibility. We can both rule together.
Name one country that's done by a committee. That's successful. World power. The answer to that is there's
Gotta
none.
be logic here.
Any big business, any big corporation, any country that actually is powerful has one president. There's always one decision maker. There can't be two
Okay.
leaders. There can't be two alphas. There's got to be a yin and a yang. There's got to be a feminine and a masculine.
So
a masculine woman, right? A masculine woman, all she's going to do is turn a masculine man off. Just like if I was a feminine man wearing a dress and heels, I would turn a feminine woman off because people don't want what they are. A masculine man wants a feminine woman. So you're saying I bring these things to the table, etc. My argument is a lot of girls bring those things to the table, and you also bring some added baggage. And you're demanding a man who, quite frankly, is in the top 2%.
No, I'm
Yet
not
you think
demanding.
he's
You
equal.
asked me what's the bare minimum, and I gave you a question. I never said I demanded that.
Bare minimum means
That's the bare minimum.
Yeah, bare minimum.
So you
but
would
at the
want
end of
even
the
more
day,
than that.
people have their preferences. So I could say a bare minimum. That doesn't mean I go for that guy, though. Or does it?
Yes, it
So-
does.
No,
That quite
because
literally
a lot
means-
of girls can have a bare minimum. A lot of girls can have a bare minimum, but they end up dating a nigga who's a trap star,
true. But then we
who's a bum living with his moms and all that extra shit. So it don't matter. Just because we have a bare minimum, don't
We
mean
got to use
nothing.
a little bit of common sense here. If we ask you for a bare minimum, that means the bare minimum requirements to go ahead and be dealing with you, which we would assume that's the bare minimum. So anything else would be above this because this is the bare minimum.
Yeah.
No,
The bare minimum would be your trap star.
if you want to put it that way.
If you was 6 feet and made $100,000 per year.
Yeah. That's
You
the bare
asked us a
minimum.
question and we answered you honestly.
But what I'm saying is that your answer is fine. But what I'm saying is
Yeah.
that this man is rare. You're not.
If you
So-
say so,
and-
in your
but yet you
opinion, I'm
think you're
not
his
rare.
equal.
A lot of women here are rare, period.
Really?
At all. It doesn't matter. A lot of us bring different things to the table. It doesn't matter who you are.
Like
you could
what?
be the same. Everybody has everything different to the table. One person could make more money than the other. One person could fuck more better than the other. One could have sex more than the other, whatever the case is. Look
That's the same
prettier,
thing
whatever
twice.
the case is. Huh?
Fucking and sex is the same thing twice.
No, there's a difference.
How?
Fucking and sex, there's sexual obligations to be doing, like oral sex and everything
That's
like
the
that.
same thing.
Fucking, if you want to say so.
Well, wait, what?
All right. We're gonna just move on. Okay, so
hold on. I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
Are you knowing to yourself with this type of like mindset you might be single forever? Is that cool with you?
yeah, are you okay with that?
I don't give a fuck, to be honest.
Okay.
All right. As long as you're okay with that.
Yeah, she's
Cool.
fine.
All right.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Your standards versus what you provide, they don't line up whatsoever.
And that's fine.
And I'm just being objective here as to like what men want from women versus what women want from men.
Mhm.
This guy, he's gonna play the field and get something that's probably a little bit younger with less kids, and that's just the reality because the
And
things
that's
that
fine.
women
It's
look
okay.
for are not the same things that men look for. Men look for youth, beauty, and fertility. Right? Women want security, experience, and the ability to be confident and a leader. Men don't look for these same traits in a woman. And what you described is like, well, I'm going to be your rib. I'm going to be like you. Well, most guys don't necessarily want a clone of themselves. That's why they date girls in the first place.
Right.
I'll tell you what. Shame on those men that hurt you. Shame on them. Shame on all of them. Okay, what about
Okay.
you?
Yeah. What about you? Now that, and your standards are, you said 6 feet tall, 100K per year. Are you going to change your mindset now that you know how rare your guy actually is?
To be honest, anything that makes me happy, yeah.
So you are going to change.
Yeah, I don't mind changing.
Okay. All right. So now that he says, yo, you need to change the clothes, are you going to sit there and say some weird stuff like you didn't pay for the
To
outfit?
be honest, I'm gonna have to let him know, like, if you want me to take off my clothes or change my wardrobe, you have to give me a makeover. Like, you have to pay for a full makeover.
She gonna say,
Like-
nigga, you didn't buy nothing.
Cause I know my taste. I'm gonna buy what I like. But if
Right.
you don't like what I like, you're gonna have to pay for it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna pay for something that I don't like.
All right. So she
Like-
ain't changing. Fantastic.
No,
All right, what about you? Are you going to, are you willing to change your mind now that you know how rare your guy is? And you described the man that is, I think 5'9", 360K per year.
No. Why? Because I believe God has that man for me out there and he gonna bring it to me. Period.
Yes, Steve Harvey. Yes. You'll be here tomorrow.
Okay. So let's say you do meet that guy now that we know how rare he is, and he
Right.
tells you, yo, I don't like that you're, you guys are just seeing each other. You're not the girlfriend yet. and he's like, yo, I don't like the fact that you're, what you're going out dressed in, you're not going to change?
If he's that man, yes.
Well, you guys aren't dating yet. He's just telling you this.
Yes.
So you change your answer.
If he's that man.
He doesn't have to be your boyfriend.
That's fine.
Okay. And
If he
then
bring
what
in
about your
everything.
Instagram? Hey, I don't like these pictures of yourself, all over the internet showing your body off.
No.
You're not
Instagram
changing.
Gotta stay.
Okay. So he's going to drop you then. What are you going to do?
Then, oh well, he not for me.
So,
On to the next.
On to the next.
well, there's not many next. That's the problem. And I think this is a very important illustration here, ladies. Look, I don't know if you guys understand the point of this exercise. The point is to show you how, quite frankly, you're delusional as to what you think you deserve versus how many men are out there that meet your requirements. What I'm saying is that these men are rare. You are not. Men look for youth and beauty. There's plenty of young, attractive girls. So he can replace you faster than you can replace him. So I find it funny how you guys are not willing to get on that man's program to keep him, which is why so many girls in the West in general can't keep a boyfriend long term. They think, I'm not changing, period. This is the way it is. Take it or leave it, nigga. And the reality is they will just leave it then. They're going to put you in the sex only category, not take you seriously, and you're not going to get a ring or get wifed up.
And before you know it, you're single with 3 kids.
And that's fine. You don't have to change. I'm just letting you guys know how rare your man actually is and how little leverage you really do have. You think you have leverage, but you don't. There's way less of these guys to go around. We just showed you the numbers.
There's a lot of women and there's a lot of niggas. Somebody gonna be out there for me.
Exactly. Somebody for somebody.
I get what you're saying. The
And
problem
I'm a
is,
single mom at choice.
is he gonna choose you?
Our choice.
Like
Yes,
think about
by
it.
He could be out there.
There's so many girls out there.
Not the
Why
cat.
is he gonna choose you only? And if he made a choice to choose you, and he has to do one thing, why can't you do it? It's like you're saying that there's a lot of men, but why are they gonna choose you only?
And that's a very small requirement. Most guys that respect themselves are not going to want to picture their chicks, body all over the internet. That's a very small requirement.
Look, somebody gonna want me how the way I am. Period.
Okay, so how about this? You know what? Let's go into a dream world. Okay. Somebody's going to want you the way that you are. All right, let's stick with that. Let's say I live with my mom. I'm in the basement playing video games every day, right? Getting a little fat, eating Cheetos every day. My breath smells a little bit. But you know what, man? Fuck it. There's a bad bitch out there that's going to take me from me. This Call of Duty score, some girl's going to get attracted to it. I'm not fucking changing.
Go, King.
I deserve a bad bitch.
Go, King.
I refuse to change.
Period.
Would you guys, what are your thoughts on that?
Am I going to get
you a bad
bitch?
bitch?
Stand with your OG.
Am I going to get a bad bitch?
No, you're not.
What about
I
you?
would because I like video games, so I'd be right there in that
I'm not
basement
talking
with him.
about you. In general, would I get a bad bitch?
As a guy.
As a guy, being fat, eating Cheetos, living with my mom's
It's a
basement.
possibility.
refusing to change.
No, I'm gonna be honest. No.
Okay. What about you? Would I get a bad bitch with that? Yeah, you know the answer already. What about you? Would I get a bad bitch? Would I get one?
Negative.
Miss Kiss Me, would I get one?
Oh,
Would I get a
no,
bad bitch? No.
You gonna get a bitch, but I don't know if she gonna be bad.
Finland, what about you? Would I get a bad bitch?
No.
So why is it that men understand the uncomfortable truth that we must self-improve? I got to get to the gym. I got to make money. I got to become a better man to be able to attract the girl that I want. But girls, for some odd reason, think he's out there. God's going to find him. He's going to bring him to me. And then you expect him not only for you to find them, but for him to just sit there and just accept you the way that you are without you having to improve. Isn't that kind of crazy?
No.
Especially,
I think that
when he makes this kind of money and he's in a position where he can replace you. You really think that you deserve that guy and you don't have to change? I want her to answer.
Go ahead, baby.
Who, me?
That's for you.
Miss 360K per year.
Say that again.
Were you not listening to anything I just said?
No, I tuned out.
All right, this is going to be the last time I repeat it. If you zone out again, especially when I'm talking to you, I'm going to kick you off the platform for being disrespectful. All right? I went through that whole thing simply for you. You're saying he's going to be out there and I don't have to change. He's got to take it the way it comes. I'm saying if I was a loser and lived with my mom when I was fat, I wouldn't be able to demand the bad bitch, would I? Because what you're asking for, quite frankly, is a bad bitch on the male side.
Yeah.
So isn't it kind of crazy that the man has to self-improve, but the girl feels like she never has to self-improve and God's going to bring her man and he's going to love her no matter what?
Of course, women can improve, but at the same time, I'm like, it should be 50-50.
The man you described, quite frankly, is not 50-50 whatsoever. This guy is better than you in almost every regard, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is that how can you expect 50-50 from someone who's providing so much? Do you not see how the logic and the math doesn't add up here?
I mean, I'll improve for him if we're together. If we're married, yes. But if he's just a dude, I'm talking.
Well, he's telling you, yo, I don't like that you have sexy pictures on Instagram. I want you to, I don't commit to girls like this. And you're saying you're not taking it down.
Then that's his problem.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that there's not enough of those guys.
Then, oh well, too bad. Someone gonna be out there for me.
Okay, are you willing to lower your standards then?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
To what? Maybe 50K per year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you dropped down from 360 to 50.
Yeah.
Bro. She just don't want to take
She's
the L.
like,
Yeah, she's just clapping right now. She don't want to take the L. But
No.
that's what I'm trying to say is that for some odd reason, girls think it's okay for them to be however they want to be, and the guy should accept them. But we can never say that. We can't be bums and just expect I'm going to get a bad bitch. But girls, for some odd reason, think that I can, live my life, have these pictures out on the internet, look like a thought. You might not be a thought, but if you have certain pictures up, guys are going to think that shit, and they think they still deserve a high value man. Go ahead.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Not all men are perfect. Niggas do shit too. We not the only ones.
They post
that's all I gotta
provocative
say.
things too.
I think
Yep, they do. They show do.
They be posting money. Sometimes we don't want like
Wait, hold
females.
on.
Some men post bitches in the strip club. Come on, let's be honest.
I
Like
mean,
What-
me personally, I would not want my nigga to be posting money, watches. Like I want you to look like you broke, but when you out in public with me, then they're gonna be no.
We're getting off topic here. The point is that you feel as though you don't have to improve, yet men have to improve to get girls, is what I'm trying to say. You're not willing to change.